They have, once again, gone back to the well, not of Minnesota corners, but of corners in general. They brought in Mike Hilton, one of the top nickel corners on the market, and they brought in Chidobe Awuzie from the Dallas Cowboys. Two players that I think this combo is a better combo than what they brought in last year. I'll say that much. I really like Mike Hilton. I think Mike Hilton, it was between him and Brian Poole for the best nickel corner available this offseason, and you could argue he was the best. I like Mike Hilton. He plays with a feistiness. He plays with a toughness. He plays with an edge. He could come in the box, make a play, make a tackle. He's good in man-to-man. He's good in zone. Good read and react player. Just a stealer. You're adding that to your team. You're taking one of the best defenders on your rival and putting him in your secondary. I like it. Nickel corner's more valuable than people want to talk about. Nickel corner is a position that is very valuable in the modern NFL. And Mike Hilton will be a massive upgrade. He's probably on the list of the top 10, maybe even top 5 nickel corners in the league. So you have Mike Hilton. Little undersized, but good player. Still fairly young as well. The other player you have, again, pretty young. I think, off the top of my head, Chidobe Awuzie is about 25 years old. And what he can do is play outside or play inside. He can play nickel if he's asked to play nickel, but majority of the snaps in Dallas have came on the perimeter. So Chidobe Awuzie is somebody that played in similar defense in Dallas, and I think will fit in quite well there. I think last year he didn't play his best. You know, a little underwhelming from that perspective, but who played well on the Dallas defense? Like, let's be honest. Let's be clear about that. Nobody played well on the Dallas defense last year. This year, I think Chidobe Awuzie will be a solid addition to Cincinnati because when you look at his track record over his first 2 to 3 years, he's been mostly good. Mostly a good number 2 corner. And I think that's what they'll be asking him to be in Cincinnati. Now, they lost William Jackson, so the question is, who is their number 1 perimeter corner? Who's their number 1 guy? But maybe they'll be looking to utilize that money elsewhere, whether that's on the offensive line, whether that's on the defensive line, on the defense in general. There's plenty of decisions to be had for the Bengals in the draft. They still got plenty of places to address. So I like that they're taking the cornerback market seriously and they're addressing a position of need here. At the same time, they do lose William Jackson. But like I said in the preview for this team, I would have done the same thing because, yes, William Jackson can be great somewhere else, maybe Washington, but he was not great for the most part with you. So you would be overpaying for maybe a player that's talented that fits elsewhere better than in your team, in your system. So I really like the addition of Mike Hilton. I like the addition of Chidobe Awuzie, who I thought, Awuzie specifically, was one of the more underrated corners available because he's coming off probably his weakest season. But I think he's better than he showed in 2020. So I like that combination. I like those 2 corners, both young, both up-and-coming players for the Cincinnati Bengals secondary.